Hey y'all, welcome to Ryan and Robert Rants. We have made it to the end of our Conjuring Universe Rank series. Robert, what is our last and final wink entry?
We are doing The Nun 2. This is the sequel that everybody wanted to The Nun.
Oh yeah, you know it. I was just clamoring for a sequel to The Nun because, the first one was so amazing, groundbreaking, and, just
Yes.
set a whole new level with the bar.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, we will be
Said
doing the
something.
Nun 2. Yeah, yeah, no joke. The Nun 2 is on the docket for today. So, just a heads up, spoiler alert, as we've done with the rest of our videos, we will be discussing this in detail and we will be ruining the movie for you, but I feel like they beat us to the punch.
Yes.
But yeah, so just like our previous videos, we'll be going through the plot synopsis, what worked, what didn't work. We'll do our out of 10 rating, and then as always, Robert's baby, the tier list. Where does the Nun 2 rank for us on this list? But again, yep, all in good time. We will find out in just a moment. But I do want to say thank you all so much for those of you who've been on the journey with us and have been watching these and have been watching the actual movies as well. I'm so sorry in advance, but we really do appreciate y'all taking the time to watch these. We have a lot of fun making them, and a lot of work. A lot of work goes into these, and I want to thank Robert for that because he does all of the editing for these videos, the artwork, everything. He wanted to take on this adventure, and I said, Robert, go ahead. It frees me up with all the editing I have to do with the trailers. But I really do appreciate it, man. Thank you
Of course.
so much, man. Wouldn't have gotten this far without you. But alas, let's go ahead and jump into The Nun 2. Would you like to kick us off with that plot synopsis? But before we do, how did you watch this?
I watched it on HBO Max.
Same. Same as well. This was an HBO Max exclusive funness. But
Yeah.
yes, as we were, plot synopsis if you are ready, sir.
Yes. So this one picks up I believe, 4 years after the events of the first Nun. So the movie opens with Father Norier, I'm assuming is his name. Can remember it's French. And kind of like an I guess an altar boy or whatever, Jacques Hooper. They're performing their daily chores throughout a church in Tarascon, France. Try to put a little French on it. Sorry if I'm butchering it. It is what, it's late. I'm tired. Um but anyways, while investigating this disturbance, the father, he's raised into the air, set on fire, and basically burned to death. It's a pretty graphic scene to open up the movie. Also kind of funny. But yes, this is all done in the presence of that little boy who's holding the priest's rosary. Then, following the events of St. Cartha's Monastery, Sister Irene, this is where we cut to where we see Sister Irene. She's now serving in a convent in Italy. Maurice returns, hopefully, because, how we left things. But Maurice is now working at a boarding school in France. Um, you know, everything's apparently happening in France, where he has made friends with a young Irish girl named Sophie, as well as a teacher and, Sophie's mother, Kate. Irene has a vision of Maurice asking her to save him, and the next day, she is asked by the cardinal to investigate a series of deaths that's spreading across Europe. Irene, and this is where we learn that Father Burke, who was in the first movie, is somehow killed off screen due to, I believe, cholera, just randomly. I will touch upon that later. But yes, Irene asked how Father Burke where he was at, and apparently he died to cholera. Um, yeah,
Yeah, this movie.
rest in peace, Father Burke. Anyways, Irene travels, to Tedescone, who is also joined by, I guess, a novice nun, Sister Deborah. She basically leaves the convent of her own whatever free will because she, I guess, wants to experience a miracle and the real presence of Christ. And I believe she will. She believes she can, I guess, achieve this with Sister Irene. When they get to the Terrascone, Irene has another vision where she follows the young boy who witnessed the burning of the priest into an alley, but ends up getting choked out by Valak, the demon that possessed the nun. Um, the next morning, Deborah tells Irene that she had met with Jacques and he had given her Father Norier's rosary. At the same time, in the boarding school, Sophie is bullied by her classmates and locked into an abandoned chapel of the school where no one is allowed to enter because, kids are awful.
Especially
I
these.
believe, yeah, I believe Ryan summed it up perfectly in another video. But yes, the
See
bullies.
Annabelle comes home for more information on that.
Yes, yeah. The bullies end up telling young Sophie that for her to look out the window with a goat on the mosaic and claim that if she looks away, the devil will appear to haunt her. The sun shines through the mosaic and makes the eye of the goat shine red. It's like a little. We find out later. It's kind of like a little laser thing. Like it's like a. I don't know, Raiders of the Lost Ark type thing. We'll get
Yeah,
there.
they rip off Indiana Jones.
Yeah, yeah,
Really bad.
yeah. Anyways, Irene and Deborah travel to, man, yeah, they travel to Palais de Pepas, go with it, and meet with a librarian who tells them that the demon they are investigating was an angel rejected by God, and that the emblem of the rosary is the family crest of Saint Lucy. Saint Lucy was martyred by a pagan. She was set on fire, but miraculously did not die because she couldn't burn. Saint Lucy's family rescued her eyes and dispersed throughout the world. So this is the demon is trying to locate another holy relic. It's the eyes of Saint Lucy, much like the blood of Christ from the first nun. This, I guess, MacGuffin is the eyes of Saint Lucy.
Ooh.
Um, so Irene and Deborah go back to the school, or they go to back to the school and find Maurice in distress with Sophie and Kate. Irene tells Maurice that the demon is inside of him and is devastated by the revelation. He's taken over by the demon and attacks Irene and Deborah. Before Deborah kind of like knocks him out with I don't remember, but just kind of like bonks him on the head. Um, it's just kind of like in a little anticlimactic altercation there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Inside the chapel of the school, Sophie shows Irene, Deborah, and Kate the game her classmates made her play up in the room that no one can enter. And Deborah uses the flashlight to make the eyes of the goat kind of shine with that little laser pointer, Raiders of the Lost Ark style. It points
Mhm.
to a spot on the floor where Irene kind of like, I guess, lifts up the stone flooring and finds the eyes of Saint Lucy. From here, Deborah and Kate are separated, and Irene and Sophie, to protect the schoolgirls from a demon goat, just showed up randomly in the movie. Under just randomly. I mean, it's the goat from the mosaic, but it's just there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, under the influence of the demon, Maurice escapes and attacks Irene while Sophie grabs the relic and runs away. Maurice chases after Sophie and causes the bell tower building to collapse. Um, Irene finds Sophie inside and Deborah reunites with the pair. Deborah admits that she has seen a miracle and has faith because the demon kind of attacks Irene. It sets Irene on fire, but again, miraculously, Irene did not burn. We kind of later find out that Irene is one of the descendants of Saint Lucy, so her eyes are Saint Lucy's eyes,
Because
and
why not?
exactly. And somehow I think by through they're in like kind of like a cellar, and all these barrels of wine starts like I guess busting open, and through prayer, Irene and Deborah managed to like turn the wine into the blood of Christ or something. I
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
bless the wine
Yeah, yeah,
basically.
yeah, and it's yeah, and then the nun they end up defeating Valak again. Apparently,
Mhm.
this time banishing the demon back to hell.
I'll
But
get
this
you next
movie,
time, Sister Irene.
I would have got away with it too.
Yeah.
But
Wasn't for you
that's how,
meddling French girls.
yeah. But they end up saving Maurice, and Maurice kind of walks off with Sophie and her mom. We think that this might be like a happy ending, but at the movie concludes, and if we stay and watch the after the initial post credits, we get the scene with Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga come in, and they answer the phone call, and we kind of it's kind of alluded to that this is the phone call that they yeah,
I'm
this is the
sorry.
phone
It's how that
call.
scene is set up, dude. It's just
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah, apparently this is probably the phone call that they get to go perform the exorcism on Maurice that we saw all the way back in the first Conjuring. Where we've alluded to that before, but yeah, that is the Nun II.
Thank you, Rob.
Just
Oh man, it's something I'll touch on in a little while.
okay,
It's that scene though. But thank you though. I appreciate
yeah,
it. Much appreciate it. So, what worked for you?
yeah. Dude. So I tried to keep like okay, that was the summary. I don't know how long that summer I made that summary, but this
It
movie
was a
was
good
almost
summary though.
yeah. But this movie clocked in at just under 2 hours. Why I don't know. I really don't know. Um, so I'll preface just by saying that. So I watched this movie. I want to say a month or two ago, and I it couldn't from the beginning to end. Apparently, they say this movie came out in 2023, but I don't recall it ever coming out. Like I could have sworn it just came out because I'm usually on top of when movies release, but apparently it came out then. I don't know, but I watched it a couple months ago, and I think it's just been so far removed from the original Nun that I just could not follow this movie initially. But since doing this rewatch, I was able to like, okay, now I remember everything is kind of like falling into place. So I was able to at least enjoy this viewing more than the first one. The first time I did, because the first time I was just like, I wasted my time with this. The second one, since I was able to follow it, we were doing this rewatch, I was able to like, all right, I get it now. Um, I mean, I like Sister Irene coming back. Thaisa Farmiga again, kick nails it. The actor that plays Maurice coming back. I do like that they were able to get these actors back. I guess thought they couldn't get Father Burke back for whatever reason,
Well,
and
because
they
he had
thought,
cholera.
yeah, apparently he had cholera, so he couldn't. Uh, um, but no, I mean the
Oh.
what is the she's from the Narnia movie.
Who? Oh, Anna Popple.
Anna Popplewell or something, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
she hadn't seen her in a hot minute in anything.
Yeah,
So
it was
she
nice to
was a
see
nice
her
surprise.
again.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. Because yeah, I mean, first thing I ever saw her in, probably one of the only things I saw her in was the Chronicles of Narnia movie. So it's nice seeing her. The child actress who plays Sophie was pretty good. So I mean, overall decent performances. I felt like just I don't know if I can name a whole lot that I liked about this movie. Um, I mean, I think the opening scene was pretty cool. I mean, I think that's the consistent, right? Um, Between this one and the first one, the opening scenes were pretty good. Just the
Yeah.
father just bursting into flame. I mean, I'm probably going to interject that into the video quite a few times too, because why not?
Oh, dude, if that's
Uh,
gonna be the one you do for this one, just did that.
um, but yeah, I mean, outside of the performance, some of the jump scares was pretty good. Because again, like I said, the first time I watched it, it wasn't really paying attention, so I think it might have got me a couple times on this one. But I mean, other than that, I don't know. I mean, I like the architecture. Like I think setting it in France with their kind of had that gothic feel to it. So that was kind of it added a level of like creepiness overall to it, which added to like that atmospheric tension that we're always bringing up on what makes these movies work so well. So I
Yeah.
think setting it inside something like that would kind of bring that back a little bit. That I think we kind of missed from the last couple of entries with in terms of like chronological release or not, or yes, by release day, right? Because we kind of missed it with Annabelle Comes Home. We missed it with The Conjuring 3. So it's kind of like missing. So it was kind of nice to see that come back a bit. I did like that they kind of went a little bit further into the mythology of this nun about or anything about Saint Lucy, because I think that's what I liked about the first nun that they didn't really do much with was the demon, and then like the bombing, like that cult, right? The
Yeah.
Templar, whatever. Like I wish they would have done more
Yeah.
with that. I wish they would have done a little bit more on that with this one as well, but we got a little bit more, but it still left me wanting more. And I was like, you have a 2 hour, almost a 2 hour runtime, and I don't know. They didn't really do too much with it, which it's unfortunate because I think that's what I like. I would have liked more. I mean, if you're gonna really lean into like the treasure hunting Indiana Jones type thing, I mean, why not go for the historical aspect too, right?
Yeah.
Or historical mythology type thing. But other than that, not too much to say on what I liked. I'd like it, but I will say I did like it my second viewing than I did my first. So
Huh.
how about you? How about you?
Yeah, I really, really don't have much to say about what I liked. I do agree with you though. The acting is good in there. The actors, they show up, but again, they're only as good as what they're given, and what they're given, they make work. This one, yeah, like you brought up with the time, I'll talk about that when we get to the what didn't work for me. But as far as what did work, the practicality. There's a lot of practical in this movie. When it comes to the vehicles, when it comes to the locations, like it's authentic, it's real. It's oh my god,
Yeah.
yes, it's not on a green screen. Like that's my biggest thing, especially when it comes to movies like this, is you have to set it as practical as possible, and especially with what happens in there. Like you said, Thaisa still does a good job. She can actually emote, which is so nice to see, and any sort of actor in a horror movie. It's like you need that, or just a movie in general where there's stakes or there's just anything. Just to see emotion is just so nice. But yeah, again, I'm still surprised she doesn't have back problems from carrying this freaking spin-off franchise on her back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, aside from that, that's pretty much all I have that worked for me. I have a lot more that didn't work, but with that being said, what didn't work for you, Robert?
So I mean, I didn't like that they. I mean, as much as I kind of said, I don't want to negatively say things about Father Burke in the first movie and him not being a fleshed out character. I didn't like that the fact that they just killed him off randomly with call. Like you could have said literally anything, like, "Oh, what happened to Father Burke? Oh, he's just on assignment in like Mexico or something," or I
Yeah.
literally anything other than, "Oh, he's dead from cholera." Like that just puts a finality on it. Where if you had another option to bring him back for a Nun 3, he's definitely not going to be in it now. You
He's
just
down in
put the
Africa with Father Lancaster Marin.
it's like you could have done literally anything, but you just straight up just killed him off when just in a I don't know, just kind of like a disrespectful way, if we're being honest.
Yeah. It's such
Um,
a throwaway line. It's just like,
yeah, it's just like because the audience is going to be like, well, what happened to Father Burke, or oh no, he's just dead. Okay, cool. We're just going to move on now. Which I mean, having Thaisa as the lead is great and all, but and probably should have been the main lead in the first one.
yeah.
So I think that was a good move by she's the star. It's her movie. It's probably should be her spinoff going forward if we do get a third one. That being said, Storm Reed, I think was her name, Deborah.
Yeah.
She didn't have a whole lot to do in this movie. I think
No.
she wasn't that fleshed out, interesting either, which is kind of unfortunate. It's like I said, especially if they plan on doing anything further with this franchise, which if the Conjuring movies are going to end, you might need something. Don't know. I don't know how well this movie did. Um, but like, let's see, what else did not work for me? So mainly just those couple of side characters that I was like, um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't. This movie is like I said, it's kind of boring.
It
Like
is.
from start to finish. Like I said, you had a almost a 2 hour runtime, and you did almost like nothing with it to the point where it's just like, why did you even bother? Like, and you kind of set up a plot hole at the end where Maurice seems perfectly fine, like you banished the demon back to hell, but all of a sudden you have the Conjuring where he's possessed again. So how many times is this poor bastard going to get possessed by the same demon?
Yeah, I mean those
Like, leave
demonic
this man
hives, dude.
alone.
They keep
Yeah.
coming back.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, I guess. Leave this man alone. But I mean, I don't know. I remember when I first watched this, like getting to the end of it, I was like, I don't know if I like fell asleep watching it because I was watching it on my laptop the first time, and I got to the end, and all of a sudden, like I remember the priest catching on fire, and then I remember Sister Irene catching on fire, and then the nun catching on fire, and I'm just like, what exactly is going on? Because I couldn't remember anything about these
Where's all
characters.
this fire coming from?
Exactly, like why is everybody catching on fire? Um, but yeah,
And
I
why
don't
does
know. I
this
think
never come back in the franchise?
yeah, I think it's just overall like it's a very thin story. It's kind of an uneven quality where we get it from, like it almost beat for beat from the first Nun, where we get like a again, as much as I liked how the movie opened, but we get like an opening and then we get to like the investigation and it just kind of ends with kind of like almost an anticlimactic thing where the first one where Sister Irene spits the blood in the demon's face and now they bless the wine and turn it to blood. It's almost how you would reboot or remake the first one into the second one, and this is what we got. Think like
Hmm.
a terrible way of doing Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. Same movie, but different a little bit, but Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 are way better than this, right?
Oh
Um
God, leagues
yeah.
better.
But it's in that same vein where it's like if you really deconstruct the film, it's almost like a beat for beat, like not like locate or like not like scene for scene remake, but like it's like a beat for beat type. Okay, kind of it would like line up story wise, and I'm just like you just kind of like copied someone's homework and changed some things up a bit. Like you changed the setting, maybe moved some characters around. So it's just it's almost like a remake, kind of in my opinion. Um, I don't know. The Nun wasn't as creepy in this go around as I mean, kind of gotten less and less creepy since The Conjuring 2. I think it was okay in the first Nun, but this one was. I don't know if they even changed actors. It just looked. It. I don't know what it was. It just did not come off as anything creepy or scary, in my opinion. The goat was random. Just there's just so many different random things in this movie. I was just like, what's going on? Honestly, how about you? What didn't you like?
Whew, buckle up. So, I know you stated that you like this, but for me, still, and I stated it in the first Nun, the whole action adventure vibe and the continuation of relics, like they do lean into it. If you're going to do that, then you need to have more of an action adventure feel to it, and that needs to be iterated in the story. A movie that does that really well, The Mummy, from the
Yeah,
90s, does it really really well, where it does have those elements of, oh my god, this is creepy and this is actually pretty scary, but it still has that action adventure feel, that call to adventure. This, like you said, it's just such a weird amalgamation of different things where
yeah,
it wants to be a horror movie but it doesn't. You hit it perfectly. The runtime is way too long. This movie does not need to be 2 hours. This is a
no,
90-minute movie, in and out, boom, just like the other one. But yet still, the first one just felt like they had 90 minutes and that one
and
even
it
felt
still
like an
felt long. Yeah,
eternity. Yeah, and it just feels like a lot of these scenes just drag, but they don't do anything. And it's not
yeah,
even that it's setting the tone or the atmosphere. It's just there. It's just
yeah.
like, ugh. The mean girl doesn't die. Yeah, just an arm wound and that's it. No, no, no. I need stakes. I need
Right.
um
Hey, but that one old
so
lady died.
yeah,
Also
but you
hilariously.
do kind of feel bad though for her, like when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
start
yeah.
hearing her
She didn't deserve
backstory,
it.
it's like, oh.
Yeah,
There was one thing I didn't write on here, but it was something I didn't really like, and I feel that this is the director's choice because he does this in his other movies. I'm just looking something up real quick just because I want to get it correct. Yes, so Michael Chaves, he
Yeah, same
does
guy.
this. Yeah, he does this thing in the Conjuring Universe movies where he'll show something and then he does like a fade, like this weird
Yeah.
fade to like when it shows Valak being, you know, the headmistress's dead son. It like he like wipes, he dissolve wipes like the character where he's like, and then doesn't the thing fall or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he does that in a lot of his movies because I want to say he does it in La Llorona once or twice, but it's something that I'm like, it's a choice, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really do much for me. It's not like, oh, you know what I mean? It's not like a
Yeah.
turn and like gone sort of thing. It's sort of just, it takes me out. It's like the equivalent of the first Annabelle when you know, it's when she's a little girl and she's walking towards the door, and then it's the older Annabelle bursts in through the door, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's like that's kind of creepy because the door closes and then it's like perfectly timed to where she bursts in. This one was more like, because it
Yeah.
looks like it looks like it was edited, which obviously it was, but you know what I mean? Like it takes you out of it. What else did I read? So the thing about prequels, and I've brought this up before, especially one such as this, when you know how it ends, it robs the film of its stakes. We
Yeah.
know Maurice slash Frenchie slash 15 other names they gave him will be all right because we know that he dies in the exorcism with the Warrens.
Yep.
Everything else is just to kill time to get us to the Conjuring 2. And like you said, with Bonnie Aarons, which she does come back, I love that she's constantly come back to reprise her role as the nun. But I'm glad you witnessed that even she looks different in
Yeah.
this. And I still think she looks the best in The Conjuring 2 when we're first
Yeah.
introduced, because that is creepy. It is creepy. All these other ones, it's almost like they tone it down to make her look more human
Yep.
in these, and I'm like, no,
Agreed.
no, like I want like that creepy Conjuring 2 nun that we were introduced to. But again, they had the blueprint and everything, and it's just they fumbled every single time. I don't like the fact that Valak is now a fallen angel, because now it's
Yeah.
like, oh great, now we're tying that in. Like, wait, can't, like, no, just
It's a
let
demon.
Valak be, yes, a
I mean, I
demon, like an
guess
evil entity, which
I don't.
technically, yeah, you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
say is a fallen angel, but
Yeah.
they, you know what I mean, it's like they're trying to tie it back into like, oh yes, this is Valak was actually like, it's like we're trying to add more to Valak's backstory, but I'm like, I kind of don't want Valak's backstory. I want just this, just Valak showing up and seeing that, oh man, Valak's been evil, like just
Yeah.
doing evil stuff. um I will say one part that made me laugh really hard was the bell at the end causing that earth-shattering huge explosion when it
That like no. That
collapses.
also no one heard. Like
Yeah,
just in the
like
surrounding area.
that Michael Bay explosion from that bell. Valak deserves to win at the end. Valak needs to win at the end.
I will say the shot when the Valak kind of the eyes glow and you see that halo around in
Yeah.
the back of Valak, I thought that was a pretty cool shot. I know it like ties back into Valak being a fallen angel, but like it was still just a cool shot.
Yeah, like there's moments in here. There's things
Yeah,
in
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Like you said, the opening scene, like when he goes up in the air and he sets on fire, it's pretty good.
yeah,
Um, like little things like that. Let's see. As much as I like the practical effects, like you said, the ram slash devil was just eh. It's like the
yeah,
scarecrow in Annabelle Creation. It's the Crooked Man and the Conjuring 2. It's just it takes me out of it.
yeah. I felt like
Um,
it was put in there just to give the other like tertiary characters like something to be scared of, like to be
yeah,
terrorized, like it happens with Annabelle creation. Like, not that they're tertiary characters, but like they was just gives them something to do. Like, well, we can't kill them, so we would just want them terrified.
yeah, but we can torment them.
Yes.
So the mid credit scene, no reason. Like no reason to
No.
have the mid credit
So
scene, but
random.
the whole Father Gordon, how can we? So it's the panning in on the mailbox with the Warrens. Or, Father Gordon, how can we help you? Like it's very Incredible Hulk, Tony Stark. I'm putting together a team. Like that's all it is. That's all it
It's like we're
is.
collecting all the characters from the movies now. And then
Yes,
that's what
it's
that the Nun 3 is going to be about. It's just going to be the Nun 3, the exorcism of Frenchie.
it's gonna be a
We're going to
short
get
movie,
yeah, we're going to get that
78
movie.
minutes.
Yeah. But the Warrens are coming back.
So is it gonna have a cut to Sister Irene, all old and whatnot, and she's like,
Man.
Sister Irene, it's back. It's just tight. It's just
And
Thaisa,
then
an old woman makeup.
honestly, you could probably just like you could probably just have Vera Farmiga play an older Irene.
They don't even change anything.
Yeah, it's
They
just
just put her in a nun's outfit. Oh, better movie, better
yeah, I mean,
franchise.
let's make it happen. And
So
then
some
honestly, at that point, Thaisa can play a younger
younger
Lorraine.
Lorraine.
Yeah.
We're gonna milk this franchise. Keep it going. Oh man, because why not?
I mean,
And Michael
yeah,
Chaves will be on like his 16th Conjuring
God.
installment.
Yeah.
So, some general notes that I took. This is a straight up new line cinema joint. WB has abandoned the franchise at this point, at least the spinoff.
Yeah.
I don't understand why the opening production companies are in black and white though. That I didn't, that was a choice. The wrong kid died. So it only gets a .5 increase for me. They did kill a kid, but they killed the wrong kid. It should have been the mean girl. Like you said, they killed Burke off screen cholera. The I wrote down the line that the father says to Sister Irene. He said, "You performed a miracle. The church needs another." These action movie lines,
Yeah.
dude, they just
That was so bad.
that's all you need is just the gun cock right after. So they show the hallway scene from Conjuring 2, and they show Lorraine towards the end. So were those just supposed to be visions that Irene was
I
having,
think so,
or
yeah. Yeah.
like
I think
that's
that's
the
how I saw that's how I kind of pictured it or saw it as, yeah.
yeah, because it was very like again they make choices with this movie, and it's like okay, why not? And the last note
Yeah.
I have, I like you brought up as well. Nice to see Anna Popwell in a movie that's not Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna let me look at what she's been doing.
I'm like, what has
Yeah.
she been up to since then?
But yeah, like in regards to like bringing up the holy relics and stuff like that, like if you're gonna do that, like you're sprinkling it in, so I feel like you want to do something like it, just go full force into it. Like don't just kind of half cock it and just be like, all right, here, yeah, we're just gonna like here, and then we're just gonna get back to it. Like, no, it's kind of an interesting thing. So just do that, and like, don't try to Frankenstein genre these movies together. Like, well, we want to make it horror, but we want to make it like a gothic horror, but we also want to make it action adventure and like in the spirit of the Mummy or Indiana Jones. Like, just make a. You can kind of do it, but it just didn't do it well. Like, I feel like you
Yeah,
can. Yeah, it's just I don't know. That was the parts I found interesting, and I was like, well, if you're gonna do it, do it.
yeah. And like you said, that's the thing is that's what hurts these movies so much is it doesn't know what it wants to be. And then
Yeah,
when it tries to lean into it, it doesn't lean into it enough. It's like, oh, pull back. Oh, we gotta come back to this. So then Valak just seems laughable. And I don't need Valak to be laughable. I don't need to be like, oh my god, villain of the week. It's like, no, Valak is like,
yeah.
dang. Like,
Supposed to be the overarching villain of this franchise.
yeah, and just easily beaten. Like every
Yeah,
single time. Like it's I'll get you next time, gadget sort of thing. Like again, it just sucks to see what they do with this character. But what do you give this movie out of 10?
So this one's, man, where's my rating page? There it is. So usually when I do this, I don't have a rating already done. I wait to rate it while we do. I was talking through it. So it's like,
Ooh.
yeah. Um
Some insight into Ryan and Robert
it's
Rants.
well, at least my overall thought process. Um uh I gave the first Nun a 4.5. I don't think this movie is going to be any better or any worse than The Nun. Again, I think it's just kind of mm, like I mean, I said it's kind of like a beat for beat remake. Just do did I? I'm probably gonna give this. Mm, if I could give it anything, I'd probably just go. If we're only going by point fives, I'm gonna go with a 4 out of 10. I don't think I can rate it higher than The Nun because at least The
Okay.
Nun was only 90 minutes. Like, had they reduced some of the runtime and maybe that could have controlled the and made a tighter story and script, this one probably could have felt like better just because we would have got to where we were going to get to in less time, as opposed to just having a lot of just like dead space to kind of kill.
Yeah.
Because, like we said, the 90 minutes for the first one felt longer than 90 minutes, and this 2 hours felt even longer than, it's just like, I don't know. So I'm going to go with a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad. So for this one, like I said earlier, another installment of the Nun that adds nothing to the universe. It's just another broken cobblestone on the path to the Conjuring 2. It's another action adventure where the nun, once shown, like I said, as a force of terror and evil, is reduced to another movie monster in the vein of the mummy. Another relic introduced that will banish the nun back to where it came from, not destroy, just
Just
return.
banish. Yeah.
And as we approach final rites, I can't help but feel we're never gonna get a conclusion to the nun. Um,
No.
and honestly, that's what the third Conjuring movie should have been. Finally vanquishing the evil. The jump scares are here, but that's all they're used for. The Nun series is the one that I want to turn off more than any of the other installments. Having said that, I did give the first Nun a 4.0. I'm actually going to give this one a 4.5. And again, that point 0.5 is because they killed that kid, but they killed the wrong one. But that's the only reason. I mean, other than that, like you said, like I think you summed it up perfectly. This is like the modern updated reboot
Yeah.
remake of the first movie. It's like had we had done things differently, this is what we would have done, but they did the exact same thing.
Yep.
So I mean, that is where I'm sitting with that. But Robert, you know what time it is? It is time for the Conjuring tier list. Where
Yeah.
does the Nun 2 rank for you?
Would you be interested in a Nun 3 if it's all about the exorcism of Maurice with the Warrens? Like we
I
bring
would
in.
with a different director.
Okay.
I
Fair.
would with a different director to where they need that. I feel like they, no shade towards him. He's doing something. It's
Just
just
keep
not
bringing him back
something
for
that I
whatever
think.
reason.
Yeah, I just think it's not something that they need for this because you said it perfectly with The Devil Made Me Do It. Like had that movie been a courtroom drama first and foremost, like oh my god, better movie. And
Yeah.
then sprinkle in the elements of what happened, like better movie. And that's the consistency that I see with his movies is that there's just this weird lack of no, I don't want to say lack of tone, but lack of commitment to one tone and then sprinkling in elements of something else. It feels like we pick it up, then drop it, then pick it up, then drop it, then pick it up, then drop it. And it's just all over the place. But I feel like a third Nun like that would be done good with a different director. And I'm trying to think of who would be someone that would be
Honestly,
cool to take on the
um,
reins.
bring back what's his
Was
name?
it David? What's his face that directed Creation?
Yeah,
Like, I'd be down to see his
Sandberg.
take on
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
David Sandberg. Yeah, bring him back
yeah. I mean, he's not. Well, he did. Was it Until Dawn, Until Dark?
until until dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is the only thing. I never played that game, but once I saw he directed it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a shot because say what you will about the Shazam movies, at least the first one. I stand by
first
the
one was
first
good. Yeah,
one. The second one is trash, but that was definitely studio involvement. But you can
yeah,
see in his voice in there. Like I feel like he's like I don't want to say a poor man's James Gunn, but I feel like he has that same where he can play around and stuff
yeah,
and he gets it and he understands it. So I think he would be really good to bring back for the third. If they were to do a third nun, I would want to see him take the reins,
yeah.
or at least
That'd be
let
yeah,
him like do it because he proved himself with Creation. Still my favorite one. Still.
yeah. Because this one took place in 1956, so you're looking at what, like a 15-ish year, 15. I don't remember when the exorcism of Maurice actually took place,
Oh,
but you're
that's what
looking
it
at
would be
like
called too. The Nun:
right,
The Exorcism of Maurice.
yeah, because we would drop the three. Um,
A spin off within a spin off.
yep. But yeah, so I mean, it would take place 15 years. So, I mean, I
What
guess
about you?
Sister Irene wouldn't be that older, right? So you you'd have to, but I mean, Vera Farmiga, you'd have to
It's gonna be
de-age.
Vera Farmiga playing two roles.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to de-age her, right? Because I mean, right now it's the last rites taking place in I think 86, and the first Conjuring was in 1971. But yeah, I mean, I'd be down to see it. I mean, I think you hit it. Different director. I mean, I don't see them going back to David Sandberg, unfortunately. I mean, I would like to. He did great with Creation, so I think tying it all up, the Nun 3, finishing off the whole thing, getting rid of, or not really getting rid of Valak because Valak comes back, but at least ending the Maurice storyline where we can actually see it instead of just, I guess, seeing it like in a exposition flashback type thing. I think it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, because then you could really play with the drama aspect of it. Because then
Yeah,
you could get a drama from that one. And then
yeah,
sprinkle in the elements of horror. And it'll be something completely different. You wouldn't see it coming. And I feel like those horror scenes would hit so much better. Good example of that, and I will die on that hill. Hereditary. Hereditary does that so freaking well, whereas the family drama first and foremost, and everything else just happens to be happening at the same time, and it plays with that so good. So yeah, I think if we got something like that for this, I feel like we'd be in a good wheelhouse, and I think it would be the best nun out of all of them. That's for sure.
yeah,
But who knows if we'll ever get that. So having
yeah.
said that, where does the Nun 2 rank for you on the tier list?
So I think I gave it. I think I just went with a four and said I was initially going to give it a 4.5 out of 10, and to keep it in line with the first nine. But I think I just ranked it lower, just because I wanted to make my tier ranking easier for myself. Um, so I think for this, I'm just gonna slot it, if this works, right behind the Nun. Like honestly, the movies I would have probably have gone 4.5 for this Nun, and just it wouldn't have mattered to me where I placed them. They're, to me, pretty much dead even quality in terms of just everything overall about them. I wouldn't be able to, like, if I saw this both of these movies once and then 10 years from now saw a clip from one, I wouldn't have told you which movie, which that clip would have came from. So they would have been just splat dead even. Like if I could superimpose them on the D tier, like one on top of each other, they would have been the exact same ranking on both the rating and this ranking. But for this, I'm just gonna slot it right there, right behind it in the D tier.
Gotcha. It's like the meme from The Office where it's like the corporate sent us two pictures and they want you to spot the difference. It's the same picture.
Same thing. Yep.
Oh man. So yes, the Nun
I mean, even the
2.
poster, just
Yeah, the posters like they gave up on it. I mean,
yeah,
you said it like really well in the last one. The poster for the first movie is really good. Like
yeah,
that's a really cool poster. Um, this one just feels like there was no effort put into it. It's just there. Valak doesn't even look like Valak. It's just,
no, yeah,
But now that this is where I reach my dilemma. I do agree with you where I would slot it together, but I feel like gun to my head, if I had to watch either the first one or the second one again, I feel like I'd rather watch the second one again because
yeah,
like I said, the first one is only 90 minutes and it's so freaking boring. It's a trek to get
yeah.
through those 90 minutes. It is like, God, nothing happens. But at least, there's stuff that happens in the second one. It's not much, but stuff happens. But yeah, it's going to be D tier for me. So yeah, let's just go over our list one more time. One last final look. Well, technically, one last final look
Yes.
before last rites. Got Conjuring and Conjuring 2 at the top for both of us. And A, we both agree Annabelle Creation was B. We split a little bit on
I hear
C. We
you.
do agree with Annabelle Comes Home, but you did like Devil Make Me Do It. Devil Made Me Do It a little bit more. D tier, I was like, nope. Devil Made Me Do It. That's where you belong. The Nun movies, you belong there, but
Yep.
we were in agreement there. And yep, we definitely agree that that's all the movies in the franchise. There was no other movies that were made. None
No other
whatsoever.
movies.
Nothing. Yep, but there's something in the F tier, but I don't know what that is. We don't acknowledge that.
Oh, and here I thought you were talking about La Llorona.
Later. Oh no, no, no. No, I see La
So
Llorona down there, but
yeah, if anyone is wondering why we keep saying the Nun is the last one before Last Rites, so we came to a executive decision where since this movie right here isn't a full on like spin-off, it's kind of like a just a spiritual tie-in. We kind of decided to like not make a full on ranking, but we might just do like a short, video to cover it, rate it, and rank it. It's what I like to call it's that bonus curly fry at the bottom of your like straight French fry order. So be on the
yes.
lookout for the future. It'll be like a shorter video that'll probably get released right before Conjuring the Last Rites.
Yeah, yeah. Always keeping that content coming for y'all. You thought we were done with The Conjuring? No, it's still
No.
going. But we are done with this portion. Thank y'all so much for watching and joining us on this journey. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. And, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for all the fun stuff we have coming up. Robert did just talk about a shorter La Llorona episode that'll be coming down the pipeline. We still have some more things coming. But as he always says, get down in the comments. We want to hear from you. What do you think of our tier list so far? Do you agree? Do you have a different one in mind? Or do you think you have an idea of the next rank series that we should be doing? We want to hear from you guys. Get in the comments. Let's start this dialogue. And Robert, would you like to let them know about the rest of the stuff we have going on the channel?
Yes, if you've made it to the end of this video, I hope you have watched our previous, I don't know, 7 or 8 Conjuring videos that we have uploaded, and like Ryan said, followed with us along this journey. Um, but yes, we will have one more full length video for Conjuring the Last Rites, and we will have a smaller one for La Llorona coming out before the Last Rites. If also we have a bunch of other trailer reactions, movies, TV shows, video games. We also have we also doing like a kind of like a commenter request. We had a commenter request us to react to some Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. We did that. We had a lot of fun doing that. It kind of brought some nostalgia to us for being huge fans of like our version of the Power Rangers. So if you have something in mind you want us to react to or review, comment, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Let us know. And we're always taking requests. Let us know if you want us to do another rank series. Another commenter said Coco, and we thought maybe the next one should be Pixar. Should we embark on a, what was it, 30 movie plus library of movies after doing 10 or so, or should we do a smaller one? Let us know. Get in those comments.
Awesome. Thank you, Robert, as always. Much appreciated. And thank y'all so much for watching. See you in the next one.